Hello everybody, this is Momo from TheMomoZone. It's been a little while since I put a video on. Well, I'm back and I want to take this opportunity to thank all the people who have left me like some really incredible responses on my motivation stuff that I've been putting up. A lot of your responses out there have really affected me and have, kind of put me closer to what I consider to be my true calling. Today's episode is going to be on building the perfect relationship and staying in love. I have been fortunate enough and blessed that I've been with the same person for 23 years. Something that really doesn't happen that much today is like an old school way of thought. It seems that so many people that I see on YouTube and people that I know in real life are going through so many problems with, trying to, to find acceptance and to have, a perfect relationship with their mate. There's an old saying that says, you got the 7-year itch out there, for instance. After 7 years, they say somebody in the relationship is going to want to drift off, and let's talk about that. Like why is it that when people meet and get attracted to each other, either through friendship and that digs a little deeper and falls into love in a relationship, why is everything so perfect in the beginning and then it becomes so imperfect later on? It's all got to do with the little details. I can tell you that from all the experiences and things that I see that so many people are going through, the divorces and the breakups and the getting back together and the breaking up again, it all starts with talking. Something that you guys have probably heard before, but you don't really necessarily do it, that honestly maybe. You gotta be real honest with your partner. That means if this person is gonna be your soulmate, you gotta be able to tell them everything, anything. Understand that they are your best friend, your mother, your lover, everything. Here's an old rule, okay? It goes like this. Don't do what you don't want done to yourself. In general, if you're thinking like that, and you can think like that real fast, you're going to quickly realize that if you don't like it, then why the hell should the other person like it? Let's talk about some stuff that I consider to be pretty childish, that I actually see happen in like younger people, but I also see this happening with people of any age, which is one thing that I personally have never understood or have never done. They're with their couple, they're walking around, the guy like turns around while he's with his girlfriend or his wife and says, damn, look at the ass on that chick. That's a great looking woman, or I love her tits, or whatever, you know what I mean? I've also seen it happen with the women where, they're checking out other guys while they're with their boyfriend and stuff. And then it just becomes a little challenging thing, and you say, that's only a little thing. It's a root, right? But I don't care whether it's fun and games. I personally have never done that in my relationship, or she has never done that to me. And I can tell you that all problems in relationships stem from the smallest little root. So to me, people who are out there doing stuff like that, already they're setting up foundations for insecurity. And there's nothing worse in a relationship that when insecurity sets in. Insecurity is the one thing that will break up a happy couple or a potential couple. A lot of males out there, they're not encouraging their girlfriends or their wives to go any further in one of their personal dreams that they've had, since they were younger, or something that they've always wished they could do, beyond what it is they have in their relationship. So that means, they're used to getting together, they have their friends, their separate friends or their joint friends, they do their thing, the week goes by, and it's very routine, very repetitious stuff, I'll give you a little example of something that happened to me that what I consider really improved my relationship. When I first met my girlfriend, I was in the music business and she wanted to be a musician. She was very intimidated by me. Because, I had been playing with some pretty famous local artists and whatnot, and it just intimidated her. I always told her, you know what? You're capable of doing anything you want because you're beautiful, because you have potential, you're an artist, and you're a great artist. You're well-read, and even at a very young age, I mean, this woman was extremely well educated. We had done music for years, and finally, you know, we started playing in a band together, and we started doing tours together. At one point, there was the 911 thing that happened, and that was the point in my life that I just snapped. And I said, I can't do no music, I can't talk to people, I can't do shit anymore. I'm gonna totally have a nervous breakdown. I even had to go see a psychiatrist because my brain had totally flipped out, too much information. And I remember looking at her saying, you know, you've always been able to draw, you've always been an artist, you've got great vision. Guess what? I don't feel like fucking working anymore. You are now going to become a photographer, and that's what we're going to do while I take a little break and figure out how to become a video guy, right? Which is pretty wild. And to make a long story short, this girl in 3 years became one of the top photographers around. Never took a picture before. This was powered by love. This was also powered by the fact that I helped her believe the truth, which is you can do any goddamn thing you want. Now, I'm her significant other. You know what I mean? Who else is she going to trust? If I tell her she can do it, then she should believe it because I think it's true. Of course, you have to have the talent. She went ahead and she moved forward. Until this day, she credits me for really helping her get to where she's want to go. And I always say, it's all you. And she says, no, it's all you, you know? So these kind of things are very important. You know, I mean, if your girlfriend or boyfriend out there really wishes they can do something, you know what I mean? And there's a way of you helping them out, like mentally, physically, any way that you possibly can, and helping them achieve one of those goals, then you're going deep into the psyche where, you know what I mean? Maybe when they were younger, their parents said, nah, you're never going to be able to do that. You can't do that. And it's something that they put away in the back of their head, and they've always wished they could do it. You know, I do not believe that anybody should go down into the ground without having achieved almost every single thing that physically is possible for them to achieve. Because what? You get a little older and then you just accept that, oh, this is just a dream. I'm never going to have this. I'm never going to have that. But together, behind every successful king, there's a queen. It takes two to tango. A lot of guys out there are just fucking shitheads about that stuff, you know? And I'm sorry to be saying this, you know, but I got to tell you, I tell my girlfriend of 23 years, I love you 10 times a day, every single day. Not because I feel like I owe it to her or she owes it to me, but because that's truly how I feel. I look at her every day and I say, you know what? I can't wait till I go to sleep next to you tonight, because going to sleep next to her tonight, considering that I'm sleeping a third of my life, to me, it's like being on vacation every time. It's the one moment I have next to somebody that puts me in the ultimate peace. And you got to admit it. And if you admit it to your significant other, they will admit it to you, unless there's a problem. Now, what can be the problem? Problem is only caused through lack of communication. Usually one or the other person doesn't want to back up that person, and eventually that person finds someone else who will back them up, and then the feelings get split up and things fall apart. Support your significant other and tell them how you feel, and do something for them on a regular basis. That not like you feel like, you know, you owe them that, but because you really feel that and it really gives you enjoyment. And if you let that happen, then chances of you finding your soulmate are that much better. You know, I'm not going to tell you that I've never had no problems, like I said before. I've had problems. I've done, in the beginning of my relationship, I did some really dumb shit. And I was very, very fortunate that my girlfriend forgave me, because she said she loves me unconditionally, as I do to her. And the fact that she did forgive me unconditionally made me love her even more and realize what kind of a tool I was.